May have been a Cold War, but at least I got good tea. Bridge of Spies. Now, this was a movie that I knew would be good because I knew Steven Spielberg was with it, I knew Tom Hanks was with it, and the Cold War aspect looked interesting. The only thing was, I really didn't have this want to see it until my roommate told me that he thought it was good. I was like, oh, okay. And then I was going to go see it with my 80s friend, so we went and saw it, and my friend is a big fan of anything from 50s to early 80s or late 90s. So it was really cool watching it with him because he was able to point out all these things. And the thing that was really interesting was James B. Donovan, Tom Hanks' character. Now in the film we get such a great representation of this guy, and I thought at first like, no, this guy is way too, you know, he's too good to be true. But he was this really solid moral footing, and that's the thing that's probably most commendable about this film. Is at first you think, this guy's ridiculous. Why is he going through so much? Why is he going out of his way to do the right thing? The whole point of the movie is it starts with him as a legal representation for a found Russian spy, and they're like, well, we want to give him a proper legal process. The only thing is, they're basically saying, well, we'll give it to him, but we're still going to convict him. And that's the thing that Donovan doesn't agree with, is that we as human beings should treat everyone fairly, no matter what they do, no matter what their profession is. And the thing that he keeps on saying is we should keep him alive, because if we do, what happens if we have a spy that is found out by the Russians? And obviously, in the end, that comes to actually benefit him, because an American spy pilot gets shot down and they have to do this extraction. Donovan is this amazing, emotional, sort of moral footing in this film. Everything that he does because he believes it is right, and Tom Hanks does a great job of him. And it almost at first it seems kind of like a normal Tom Hanks role, but he really does have an actual, not only is he a great negotiator, but he's also just, as I said, this great moral footing. He is basically the proper legal rights of human beings. This guy is a giant advocate for human rights. And afterwards too, after the whole event, when they talk about what else he did, and he was within the, he was part of the Bay of Pigs prisoner exchange, and supposedly, this is what we were reading up on, apparently the CIA gave him a wetsuit that they wanted to give to Fidel Castro as a gift for the end of the whole Bay of Pig things. The thing was, it was actually laced with terrible germicides that would have killed Castro, and Donovan refused to do it. So, as I said, this guy is he's this moral foundation, and to be honest, he's also the best part of the whole movie, because obviously not only is the story revolved around him, but every other character in this movie really doesn't, aside from the Russian spy, every other character is kind of meh. There's not really much focus. It's really just Donovan. The best part of the movie, honestly, is the second half. As interesting as the whole trial and kind of the whole patsy show with the Russian spy at the beginning is, it's really when he goes to Berlin, when he goes to East Germany to start making the exchanges to the CIA say, we can't go with you, you're a private citizen. So we see just the difference, and it's actually cool to see a movie talking about what was going on in Germany when the wall was being built. And it's cool because not only do we see this disparaging side between the two, this very visual sort of difference, but we also see what it was like at the beginning and how people were beginning to be separated, and the absolute chaos, the minor chaos, but also kind of the disparity of it all. It was so interesting going, he's sitting in this restaurant in West Germany, he's got everything. When he goes over to East Germany, he almost gets killed over his jacket. I liked this movie's purpose. I liked the whole movie as a whole, but unfortunately it does drag, at least for me. I was kind of fidgeting in my seat and I'm like, okay, you know. Mind you, this movie was a lot more entertaining to me than Lincoln was. Now, Lincoln was a great Spielberg film as well, but I fell asleep. but mainly because I watched that movie by myself, and then two, the movie just, all I had was Daniel Day-Lewis's amazing acting to keep me going in this movie. This movie gives me Tom Hanks and some really good visuals, especially just when he looks at down on the train and sees the people trying to get over the wall, and then we see some like, right when I was seeing the people being shot on the wall, it took me right back to like the effects and whatnot of Saving Private Ryan. I was like, dang, Spielberg should do another war film. Come on. In the end, Bridge of Spies is entertaining, but it may drag for you. And to be honest, I think that it's going to be a movie that Spielberg's not going to be remembered for. It's not one of his like big standout movies. And that's unfortunate because the guy has such a great body of work. And this movie is a great addition, but honestly, I think it's going to be buried underneath all of his other epics. It's not the woo Spielberg of the late 2000s. So in the end, I am going to give Bridge of Spies a 5 out of 7. I can't deny that it's a really good movie. I can't deny that there's nothing really wrong with it other than the speed. I don't think I'll ever watch it again, to be honest, as I would much rather read more into this Ray Donovan character, because there's something at the end of the film with those whole, all those post credits. They talk about the whole Bay of Pigs situation and how he was a part of it. I would have loved to have seen something like that, because I actually haven't really seen a movie about the Bay of Pigs incident. So anyway, that's all from me, guys. I hope you enjoyed this review, and I will see you next time. Also, guys, I wanted to tell you about something that's coming back. Now, back in 2005, 2006, I was part of a machinima group called Injured Knee Productions, and we actually had a pretty decently sized machinima. We got mentioned on Bungie and whatnot, and then things kind of fell apart in 2008, 2007, and nothing's come of it. Like, there's been nothing since. But they actually have restarted it up again, the original founders, and they did a special TED episode. So it's pretty cool. Here, I put the link in the description below, and check them out. It's really cool to see them back, and maybe we'll be able to see episode 20 of Lost Cause, perhaps. So we'll see.